Hey there. Ever had a dream that felt so real it haunted you even after you woke up? Well, let me tell you about a caver's tale that turned his recurring nightmare into a chilling reality. I've been a caver in Florida for nearly 15 years. I have been to so many caves I can't even keep track. I've never been afraid to go in a cave until this happened. When I was just starting my fascination with caves, I started having this recurring dream. I would have it at least 4 times a year. It was always the same, even though I would realize I was dreaming after the first few iterations. I would fall asleep and dream of being in a huge cave, and I would go into a little hole in the bottom. I would squeeze through, and inside I would see a 10 to 15 foot long corridor about 2 to 4 feet high. At the end, it would always turn to the left. The weird thing about it was, I always saw a warped red stop sign at the end, like someone ripped off the top 2 feet and tossed it in there. But I would always follow the corridor to the left. I would turn and walk past the sign despite being scared, and despite knowing what was there, since I had the dream so many times. The corridor would start descending, quickly opening up into a large vertical chamber or room with the path leading down in a corkscrew. Everything became blurry at this point, but it was always the same things I could make out in the room. I saw trash scattered on the walls. I saw the pit leading down to a curved floor. I saw undefined things, like animals or people or something else at the bottom. I always saw my family, each with one of the things, and being in distress, but I could never do anything. After seeing all that, I would wake up. Not like a normal dream where you just drift to consciousness, or a nightmare where you bolt up in fear. It was more like something pushed me out of the dream, like I wasn't supposed to be there. So I had this dream multiple times a year for nearly 10 years. My father decided to take us to some caves we never had been to before. Dog Drop Cave. Dog Drop had a roughly 30-foot rappel straight down, just to enter. My brother and I went down while my father waited up at the top. In this cave, there was a hole in the ground. When I looked up, I saw the same corridor, the same turn, the same wall, the same bottles at the corner. I froze. This was the cave haunting my dreams for the past 10 years. I knew this cave like the back of my hand at this point, having had the dream at least 70 times by now. I instantly was hit with this overwhelming sense of nausea and fear. I felt like I was being watched. Everything was screaming at me to leave. Immediately. I must have made some noise because my brother turned around and asked what was wrong. I managed to tell him that I wanted to leave. Now. I climbed out as quickly as I possibly could. My brother followed behind me immediately, thinking I was sick or something. I told my dad that I didn't want to be here anymore and I needed to leave. We packed up and left, never have gone back, and never will, at least for me. I never told anyone the real reason why I wanted to leave, just that I wasn't feeling well, and they forgot about the situation pretty quickly. The thing that makes it even more creepy for me is that I have never had the dream since. Year after year, I would have it consistently, but it just stopped after that. But I still remember it all, and I still feel afraid, almost an external fear, when I think of it.